65 Everyday Counts with the Hendricks County Solid Waste Management District. Today we're going to cover some frequently asked questions that we get either on the phone or through email about our recycling sites. So we have one in Liston, one in Coatesville, and one in Stylesville. They're open all year, all the time, and we take general recycling, things like bottles and cans, paper and cardboard. But we do get a lot of questions and things change over time. So we want to make sure that you have the best information possible. So one of the things we want to talk about are plastics, because plastic rules have in fact changed in the last few years. We used to tell you to bring us your plastics number 1 and number 2. So you had to look on the bottom for the recycling triangle for the 1 or the 2. You don't need to do that anymore because plastics 1 through 7 can now be recycled. Even the lids can stay on. So don't worry about the lids, give it a little rinse out, and the label can even stay on all recyclables now. So don't worry about labels. The only plastics that we don't want to see in the recycling bin are styrofoam and film type plastics. So no grocery bags, those can go back to the store, and no trash bags. So if you bring your recyclables in a trash bag, that's okay. Just make sure you dump them out in the bin and take the bag back with you. Maybe you could even reuse it again. There's that reusing again. Aluminum foil can also be recycled. That's one of the questions that we get asked about aluminum. We just want to make sure that if you've used it to wrap food, there's no food residue still on here because that's a contaminant. So make sure you either rinse it off, or if it's really gunky, just go ahead and throw that away. If it's clean, make sure you recycle it because it is still recyclable. One of the plastics that we don't want to see in the recycling bin are toy kind of plastics. We don't have a market for those. So the big ride-on toys, little toys like this, those can't go in the recycling bin. But please feel free to reuse them at Goodwill, yard waste, or yard sales or garage sales. Something new that we're accepting now. The aseptic containers like these cartons or milk containers, those can now go to our recycling sites. Make sure that they're rinsed out because typically they do contain things that are going to get a little smelly. So rinse them out and put them in the recycling bin. That's good news for me. Glass containers. We do take clear, green, and brown containers. Clear glass can be a little confusing because lots of glass is clear glass. But we want to make sure that they have had food or drink in them. So they need to be containers that have a neck and shoulders. That's how you'll know that it's recyclable. If it doesn't, and it's clear glass, for instance, a drinking glass, this is straight up and down, no neck or shoulders. This is a different type of glass that will melt at a different temperature. So unfortunately, we can't put that in our recycling bin. Same thing with Pyrex dishes or window glass. We also can't recycle those. Paper, we take lots of different kind of paper in our recycling, paper board, cardboard, office paper, school paper, construction paper, junk mail, and magazines, catalogs, and phone books. So if you have these, we do get a lot of questions about catalogs and phone books especially. Please put them in the recycling bin. Pizza boxes. We get a lot of questions about paper food boxes. They are recyclable if they don't have food contamination on them, just like with the foil. So if you open up your pizza box and the bottom of it is covered in grease, don't recycle this part. But if the top somehow managed to not be touched, go ahead and rip that off and put it in the recycling bin. We do want to see that. If there are any questions that we didn't cover, please feel free to contact us. We're on Facebook, or you can call us at 858-6070. Thanks a lot.